Welcome to week 4. You guys did a nice job on paper 1. Paper 2 is due this week, and it's fun because you get to pick your topic. Hopefully, you actually sign up for marketing because you care about the topic, and you get to explore something in depth, and I'll explain it to you in a second. We're going to have the 3 topics, which is too much for 1 week, but we're going to look at marketing research, branding, and segmenting the market. 3 real important topics. For paper 2, it's the same as paper 1. The points are the same except they're worth more. Same rubric. Take a look. What are we looking at? You're not limited in anything you look at. It could be Alexa or Echo voice assistants. It could be marketing research. It can be purpose. People want to work at a place that stands for something. They want to shop at a place like Tom's or Patagonia that stand for something. Emotion, self-service. A lot of these trends are what we see in the retail market, and explore one that you wish to look into deeper. For marketing research, I always say that marketing research can be broken down into the Doritos Locos Taco. Taco Bell will test something. If it sells, great. If it doesn't, it goes bye-bye. This one happened to sell and it stays there. In the 1990s, we had a malted beverage called Zima. It disappeared for 25 years. It's back now. I saw it at Walmart around July 4th. If it sells, it'll be back next year. If it doesn't, it'll be gone. But it's a seasonal offering, and they're studying it. Marketing research used to be a lot of opinions and ideas, and people sitting around talking. Now it's based on barcodes. At Walmart, you'll find bananas and Nilla wafers by the pudding. You'll find Nilla wafers by the bananas, and you'll find pudding by the bananas. No one thought of that. No one talked to a student from Central Michigan or Ferris State and said, put ping pong balls by the red Solo cups, put a table there. These are based on receipts. So it's based on purchasing history. So we've gone from a lot of qualitative, which means give me your opinion, give me your theories on it, to quantitative, meaning number based. For branding, we're in the right country to discuss branding. When they look at the top 100 brands in the world, and it might be a foreign survey, like Interbrand, over half are American. We're only 4% of the world's people and 25% of the world's money, but we're the dominant brand place in the world. I think some of it has to do with pop culture. Some of it has to do with innovative, creative, and advertising. We're the most interesting place in the world for those topics. I will say it's changed though. When I was a kid, I had to have Sony. Now kids have to have Apple. It's gone from Dell Computer to Lenovo. It's gone from Sony and Samsung TVs to Vizio. It's gone from Toyota to Hyundai. Hyundai is the fastest growing automotive company. I think we live in a really interesting era where products and services all work, so we have choices. I think a Hyundai vehicle, I wouldn't pick a Hyundai over a Toyota, but I think they're pretty good quality now. They're no longer inferior. Branding's also changed where a place like Kroger has different levels. They've got private selection, Kroger brand. They have different levels. So there's a lot in terms of buying that. The store that had the most influence, in my opinion, would be Trader Joe's and Aldi. Kroger and Walmart are 80% national brand, 20% store brand. Flip it, the German retailers of Aldi and Trader Joe's, owned by the same family, are 80% store brand or private label and 20% national brand. And I like those stores. It's kind of confusing and almost gimmicky. Their soup looks like Campbell's. Their Velveeta looks like Velveeta. Their syrup looks like Aunt Jemima. And then they also have nice packaging for some other products. Costco has also had a huge influence. Costco has co-branding. That's really thrown everyone for a loop. Popular brands like Jelly Belly, Starbucks, Campbell's, Barrio are now co-branded with the Kirkland label. There are also retailers like Walmart that have huge influence that realize we're viewed upon somewhat as Kmart. So Walmart will have a brand called Lucky Duck, except it's not a brand. It's a house brand. They just don't want to call it Walmart Wines. So there's a lot going on with branding. When it comes to segmenting the market, it means break it down further. There's no such thing as a Hispanic. There's no such thing as a GLBTQ. You have to break things down. There's no such thing as a Democrat or Republican. You have to segment. So GLBTQ is unrelated in many ways. A gay customer is different from a lesbian customer. So you have to break it down. New York City. What Hispanics live in New York? Would it be Puerto Rican? Or in Florida, we'd have more Cuban. And down south, we'd have more Mexican. You could even break down target markets for a sporting event. This is Little Caesars Arena under construction. You'd have two kind of customers there. Their most important customer in many ways would be corporate or season ticket holders, which would be B2B. Then there's also the walk-up customers, which are not as lucrative, which means me and you walking up buying a ticket, the B2C. As far as direct to consumer, that's also shifted back to retailer. Cutco steak knives, Kirby vacuum cleaners used to be sold primarily door to door. Now retailers can sell them. So I think as a business student, step one before you get into who's the target market, think target market, but think is it B2C or B2B? That always helps me, and I think you make a more educated decision by narrowing down to B2B versus B2C before you get into the demographics. So that's what we have this week. I look forward to seeing your guys' second paper. The first papers were really good, so I know you'll do a nice job on these. Please email me if you have any questions.